Good afternoon, one and all. Now the session starts by the introduction by introducing Dr. Vasudeva Rao Garu into the session. Dr. Vasudeva Rao was awarded with a PhD in the pharmaceutical sciences from Andhra University in the year 2013 under the supervision of Professor Y. Rajendra Prasad, who is currently professor and principal of Andhra University College of Pharmaceutical Sciences. He secured a prestigious CSIR SRF from Government of India for completing his PhD degree. He is a registered pharmacist, an expert in the field of design and synthesis of bioactive hybrid molecules and computational drug discovery with a focus pioneering on hit-to-lead optimization associated with the development of novel bioactive ligands to fight against multifactorial diseases. Recently, in 2024, he won the John Simpson Trophy for the first prize in teaching excellence. He is the first pharmacist who has secured and engraved his success on the esteemed IMU Ronald Harden Innovation in Medical Education Award rolling trophy at the 15th International Medical Education Conference held during 14th to 16th October 2022. He is also a recipient of International Medical University Achievement Awards. Recently, in 2024, for the e-learning innovation, recently in 2021 for the e-learning innovation, 2021 for the teaching excellence, and in 2019 for the e-learning innovation, Dr. Vasu is an innovator for the technology enhanced learning strategies and won gold medals for the years 2019, 2020, and 2021 and 2023 in the international invoicing competition held in 2019. Dr. Vasudeva Rao is currently an e-learning lead in the School of Pharmacy and a senior lecturer in the Department of Pharmaceutical Chemistry at IMU University, Malaysia. He develops innovative teaching and learning methodologies for the various course models based on chemical education in undergraduate and postgraduate programs that may help the students to enhance their learning experience. Thank you, sir, for your presence in this as a part of FDP, sir. We welcome you all, sir. Sir, you can start.
Very good afternoon to one and all. Thank you, MC, for very good introduction of mine. So, without any further ado, I would like to start today's sharing section, I would say. So, the topic of my presentation is unfolding impactful student engagement strategies for pharmacy educators. So, let me explain to you the insight of this topic. So, to actively participate in today's section, I would like to introduce to you all this small QR code to enter into the collaborative platform Padlet, so that you can interact with me and we can exchange some ideas during the next few minutes. Please take a moment to scan this QR code so that we can interact in the collaborative platform Padlet. So this is not going to be very didactic. I'm not continuously delivering something which is very abstract. So I would like to interact with the fellow colleagues and also the most experienced faculty members of today's section and all other participants. So please scan this code. You will be entered to collaborative learning space and we will have some discussion and exchange of ideas there so that we will have some fruitful consensus on student engagement strategies. So, what is our primary goal? The primary goal is nothing but providing quality education. Of course, if you look into the quality education goal, this is not a simple strategy to be adopted. So, it has to be cascaded down from various stakeholders, starting from the global, nation, local, and institutional. So let us do our efforts how to enhance the students' learning as an educator. So my aim of this sharing section is to introduce participants with impactful strategies that improve students' learning engagement. Being an educator, our primary goal, not only mine as an educator in the field of academics, everyone should focus mainly on enhancing the students' learning experience. How we can proceed with this? What are the best strategy to adopt? How to implement? How to evaluate? So all this information we will be discussing as part of today's sharing section. So the intended learning outcomes framed. Since this is the faculty development program, there must be some take-home message and a specialized learning outcome delivery. So I designed these two learning outcomes for your next few minutes learning. So first one is to understand the importance of student engagement strategies in an academic setting and to explore an effective student engagement strategy to enhance the learning process. So these two are the intended learning outcomes of today's faculty development program at online program conducted by Malla Reddy College of Pharmacy. I would like to congratulate management and Dean, Principal and Faculty of Malla Reddy College of Pharmacy for organizing such a vibrant section to enhance the competencies of the educators. So now, let us start with the important topic. So what are the student engagement strategy currently you are practicing during pre-class, in-class and post-class activities? Just would like to know what are the current student engagement strategies you are practicing so that we will have better understanding how depth we have to discuss in today's section. So please give your inputs on the collaborative learning platform. Just now you scanned and entered into the Padlet document. So I will refer there and discuss some inputs. So take 2 minutes time to give your inputs. So dear participants, please actively engage with me and give your inputs so that we can discuss on some common problems or challenges we generally come across together as a academician. So what are the student engagement strategies you are currently practicing during pre-class, in-class or post-class activities? If you face difficulty to enter into collaborative platform, I will share the link. There is no chat box for me to share the link. Is it possible for the organizer to provide the chat box? So this is the link to enter into the collaborative learning platform. Please make sure that you enter into collaborative learning platform and give your inputs so that we can discuss more effectively. So generally, because this is an interactive section, so just I would like to know what is your action currently? What type of activities you are engaging students? in your day-to-day life? Because as I know, this is a faculty development program. You all must be very much engaged into the teaching learning activities. So what kind of activities you are currently using to engage students in the classroom or before classroom or after classroom? So to effectively make the students achieve their learning goals. So that's what I would like to know, so that we can discuss accordingly. So please give your inputs. So organizer, may I know how many participants are currently present? Hmm. Dr. Divya Madam, Dr. Divya Madam, how many participants are present in today's section?
Around 50, sir.
50 participants. Okay.
Yes.
How they can see my message in the chat box?
Yeah, they can, sir. In
They
their
can see.
devices.
Can you see the link posted in the chat box?
There is no link. We scanned the QR as you have shown in the PPT. It was
Ah,
showing like pad.com like. Then
yes, correct.
afterwards unfolding, it has come like unfolding impactful student engagement strategies for the pharmacy educators.
Yes, correct. So where is the chat box I can access? Whether participants can access to the chat box?
Yes, sir. They can access the chat box, sir.
But where is the chat box?
But not the speaker. We, the host and the participant, can access the chat box, sir.
Okay. So please post this. How to provide link to you now? I want to provide some link to you
Okay. Sir, I'll pick this pen.
because
Sir, here they can scan from their devices, sir, directly by looking at this.
okay, they can scan the devices. Then fine.
Yes, sir. They can
Please,
scan it,
please,
sir.
please encourage participants to give their inputs to the given question.
Sir, they have some of them sent a message like slides were not changing.
Yeah, no, I not changed any slides
Yeah, that we know,
because,
but
because I'm waiting for their response. So this is going to be somewhat interactive, not very didactic. So
yes, yes.
the Padlet document. So the interactive question, what you can see on the
Sir,
screen,
is there
interactive.
any link? No, sir. Is there any link for this QR code, sir?
Yes, there is a link.
Sir, you please send it through the to my number through WhatsApp, sir. I can post it here, sir, directly. Sorry for the
WhatsApp.
inconvenience, sir.
No problem. This is common because we are dealing
To
with
Surya
online.
sir number you can share, sir.
Mm,
క్యూఆర్ కోడ్ లింక్ ఉంటుందా ఇది ఇప్పుడు పార్టిసిపెంట్స్ అందరూ అందులోనే లాగిన్ అవ్వాలి ఇట్ ఈస్ లైక్ అన్ ఇంటరాక్టివ్ సెషన్
MRCP FDP group is there. Shall I post there?
నో సార్ టు సూర్య సార్ యూ కెన్ షేర్ సార్
Surya sir. Okay.
మీరు
Okay.
సంజయ్ వాళ్ళ నెంబర్ ఉందా నాకు పెట్టండి వెయిట్ సార్ I posted in the group, sir. I mentioned it like please click on the link and log in for the
Okay.
in order to get an interactive session like.
So now participants can view my video.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
They can.
So dear participants, please carefully listen to my instruction for today's section. So today's one is not going to be very didactic that I continuously talk something, showing some slides content. This is not very usual way of real engagement. And moreover, I am going to discuss about the student effective engagement. Effective engagement includes a lot of interaction. So that's what I would like to start from today's section. So the first sharing section, I would like to know from you as an educator, what are the standard practices you are currently using to engage your students in class, pre-class or post-class, so that I can move forward. So please kindly give some inputs on the Padlet document. Yes, someone started giving inputs. It's a good initiative. Please go ahead. So, yes. So that clearly shows your enthusiasm to learn new skills or new competency or new knowledge. So that's what I would like to encourage you all to participate actively. Okay, just one or two words also should be fine. So what tools you are using? What tools you are using? For example, any Kahoot based quiz or Google Slides based quiz or any kind of activities. So how you are actually engaging students? That's what I would like to know.
Sir, no need to install the Padlet, no, sir.
No need. Direct, they can enter the platform and start typing.
Okay, sir.
There is no installation needed. You can directly open and start adding your comments directly. It is like a wallpaper. So you can stick your notes, whatever you are interested to paste there, you can just add.
Oh,
Okay. So I would like to first, I would like to praise this person, Dr. K. Sudhir Kumar. So it's very good initiative. So this is what I expected from this section. So you must have some interaction with the facilitator so that we have some consensus discussion on the topic, because this is the major challenge across the globe. So I could see a very good presentation submitted by Dr. K. Sudhir Kumar. Well done. So meaning you are engaging your students through PowerPoint presentations. So very good. So others, any other inputs, please? Okay. So for now, you must be facing some challenge to enter into the document. So we have 3 activities in total. So please make some arrangement for interact in the next activity. So I will move on the because of the time constraint. I will move on with the slides content and let us discuss further.
where in the chat box it's showing it as a mentorship and mentee mentor
Oh, so
interaction like so.
your chat box is there. Okay, I can see the chat box. Very good. So,
Okay.
mentor mentee. Very good. Dr. Vinay Bagal, Anna Lakshmi. Yeah, mentoringship. Yes, very good. Mentoring is very essential. So this is one of the part and parcel of student motivation, and also enhances students learning later as the result of this mentorship. Very good. So this is what I expected, some interaction with the faculty members, because of my reason, the actual reason for coming to here on this platform, to interact with you all and exchange some ideas, what the best practices I am doing and what best practices you are doing, and so that we can collaboratively enhance the students' engagement. That's what the final objective of my presentation today. So, but anyway, thank you for interaction. So we will proceed further. So I will be. Okay. So now can you see the screen, madam?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So some of the faculty members provided very good input. So what are the basic challenges? Let us examine. So this is my overview of the presentation. I will start with some problem, meaning what is the gap, currently existing gap, and what are the major challenges, and effective student engagement strategies and resolutions, followed by summary, references, and acknowledgements. So let us look into standard modes of delivery in academic setting. So standard modes of delivery, as we all know, there are 2 major modes. One is online, that's what we are experiencing today, and the other one, classroom, face-to-face education. However, there is an advanced strategies also developed, that is blended learning, which is combination of both online as well as classroom. So face-to-face. So let me talk about who is more responsible when it comes to the teaching process, because the teaching is nothing but learning process, and learning is nothing but teaching process. So that's what it is a cyclic process. Generally they call it as students and teachers both are lifelong learners. So why this mechanism is like that? So it all revolves around one single term, that is called pedagogy. Pedagogy. And the pedagogy, in technically, we can also say that instruction. It is an instruction, educational instruction. So where the educational instruction mediated, the main person, everyone think that teacher, no, including the student, then the whole process will be fruitful and completed. But among these two, if you look into the action, I do it. When it comes to I do it. So meaning if teacher alone planning to do it, it is called focused instruction. So everything teacher centered. So we should completely rely on the knowledge, experience, skill, competency of the teacher alone. So there is no other source. So that's what the olden days we can see teacher considered as a very highly knowledgeable person. So that is what previously the didactic phenomenon. However, we do it. So meaning together. So teacher will involve the student as well as in the learning process. So this phenomenon is called guided instruction. So focused is completely teacher centered. So whereas guided, so the student will be together. Together means teacher and student together learn something. So in the process. However, this will further narrow down. Then if you look into the other side, student responsibility, independent learning. So independent learning, that means the content created by some knowledge expert and provided to the student, and the learning achievement is totally student centered. Totally student centered. There will be no assistance, there will be no additional facilitation or anything. So that is called independent learning. However, the content generated by a knowledge expert as well. However, and the next one, if you look into it, this is collaborative learning. So in our olden days, we used it to say group study. Group study is nothing but the actual term is collaborative learning. So working together. So students work together and you do it together. So this is what the student centeredness. So we are engaging students and giving some responsibility and making the phenomenon autonomy. So this is called learning autonomy. So the learning autonomy phenomenon enable the students to take their goals and achieve independently or collaboratively, either one of these two or both together. So together is actually considered as another technique that is called, we can focus on several types of strategic learning strategies are there. For example, problem-based learning, case-based learning, team-based learning. So all these learning strategies. So when it comes to who is more responsible, so what is your opinion, dear participants? Who is more responsible? Teacher responsible or student is more responsible? So please give your inputs so that we will discuss on that. Who is more responsible, teacher or student, in terms of learning? Okay, you can put your students' mentality changing and not having interest to learn after any new teaching tools. Yeah, of course, madam. I will be Dhanalakshmi, madam. I will be disclosing some information on that later. In the latter part of it, there is some information. So, but according to your opinion, who is more responsible? You think, madam, or all participants? Who is more responsible? Do you think? We as a teacher or students? Yes, excellent answer. This is what I expected. Dr. Divya, congratulations. Thank you for interaction. So both two student and teacher are equally responsible. So this whole process is just like a sympathetic and parasympathetic in our words, and a day and night in a nature. So both teacher as well as student equally responsible. Okay, what are the major challenges a teacher generally faces? As just now mentioned, Dr. Dhanalakshmi, she mentioned very clearly. So this is what major challenges. So I will explain the challenges now. So what are the problems we are looking at? The major problem is engagement of students in conventional or online based classroom. Any classroom, asynchronous or synchronous, how to engage them effectively. So what are the main reasons for unable to engage them effectively? What are the main reasons? The first one, cognitive workload and poor retention. We have lot of curriculum content, so much of curriculum content, too much memorization. So this increases the cognitive workload, and the retention of the knowledge is very poor. So that's what one of the challenges. So the creating, because we are delivering very effectively, we are experienced teachers and the content is well explained. But what is the major challenge in terms of, because this is a student perspective as well as we need to think about it. So the student's perspective, if you closely look into it, cognitive workload, how much of matter content should be remembered and recollected, and that is what the major challenge, poor retention. So how to handle this challenge, we will be discussing shortly. And challenge 2, poor engagement in active learning. So poor engagement in active learning, meaning to say that they are actually engaged, but not very active. So meaning we just didactically delivered something. If those who are interested, they actually paid a lot of attention. Those who are not interested, they happily taken good rest or very good power nap so that they can relax. So this is what happened during the in-class activities because of the poor engagement in active learning. So the learning delivery point of view, we may need to have some decision. And poor motivation towards the content. So when the motivation will be deviated, the most important, if you are unable to explain what are the major learning outcomes, what is the content mapped to the current scenarios in the real world applications, so such type of information, if you are unable to provide to the student, definitely the student mind may not be motivated. The reason for not able to motivate him or herself is just because they are not aware of what activities should be connected to the natural, the industrial setting or industrial sector pharmaceutical applications at later stage upon completion of their graduation. So this is like we should also time to time motivation. That's why we say motivational speakers. Who are the motivational speakers? Our industrial aspects, or we can bring some fellow personals from industry and ask them to share their experiences, how the knowledge actually transformed into an application or skill. So knowledge skill, we must able to bridge the gap. So this gap is actually creating lot of demotivation to the students' engagement. Why? Because the student, we are studying lot of things. Are they really using this information at later stage? There are a lot of banks to store the information. Why should we use our mind to consider this as a bank to store the lot of data and recollect and reflect on that? So this is like creating some kind of demotivation. So that is poor motivation towards the content. Another challenge. And understanding difficult concept. This is most common challenge. We generally, most often, this is not a very serious problem. This is not a very serious problem because it all depends on the expertise and specialized experience of the teacher, so that the students can able to, so that the teacher can provide more support in terms of enhancing their learning knowledge and concepts. So understanding difficult concepts is one of the challenges as well. Last but not least, learning ability and performance. So learning ability and performance, it actually deals with the next, what actually upon successful completion, how they can utilize this particular knowledge and skill in their workplace. So it is nothing but, generally I would say, this is called work readiness. Work readiness. So work readiness, how the work readiness generally it takes place, in your opinion? Work readiness. So in order to have work readiness to the fresh graduate, The curriculum standard must be enhanced. The curriculum standard must be aligned to the industrial standard. Then the learning ability and performance can be enhanced. So this is also one of the challenges. So these all deals with the different perspectives of academic system. So different perspectives means one is curriculum content. The curriculum, the content what we deliver to graduate to a specific program, B pharmacy or M pharmacy or any program. So curriculum content and the skill set. So what kind of skill set? And the most important thing, the what I'm talking about challenge 5 is transferable skill. Transferable skill. So meaning readiness to the working system. So whether they can go and handle the apparatus or the scientific instruments, HPLC, GCMS or anything, such type of training are we providing and making our graduate workforce ready for the opportunities. So such type of abilities and performance matters a lot. So that is also one of the challenges, especially in the student engagement in the skill sections, skilled sections. So workshops, hands-on activities, computer-assisted learning activities, all these are very, very important. So let us move forward. So our promise to satisfy our learners. How can we achieve this? How can we achieve this? So we can do it. It's not a completely impossible. It is possible. We can do it. How? Not by using directly everything changing into student-centered or directly everything changing into teacher-centered. So either one is also having its own limitations. So this is actually totally holding the hands or completely remove not holding the hands of the students in the process of learning journey. So either one of the strategy is not correct. So what kind of strategy is best for us? So we need to do some investigation on that. So globally, what best strategies they are adopted, and is there any evidence for that? So all these things we need to consider before we make a decision and to implement. However, always implementing pilot study and evaluating its outcome is the best strategy. Pilot study, implementing a pilot study and evaluating its outcome is the best strategy to understand the phenomenon or process better. So building students' confidence is very important. Transform learning to passive to active, intrinsic motivation and satisfactory learning. So interactive knowledge section 3. So now I would like to know how to improve the situation. Is there any single strategy that can address all challenges? So let's think together. Okay, please let me know. Again, you can use our chat box. Yes, correct. So how to improve the situation? Is there any single strategy that can address all challenges?
We have to be mingled with the students in order to get answers from them mostly.
Very good, madam. Thank you for your input. So I request our participants also to give some inputs. How to improve the situation? What is your opinion? You post your opinion in the chat box. We will explore on that. Because I mentioned 5 challenges. So demotivation, not a possible, and also too much cognitive workload. So 5 challenges total. Skills gaps. Or how is there any strategy that can address all the challenges? Interactive section will solve all. Very good. Muhammad Khalifa. Very good, Miss. And also by interactive section. Yes, correct. So they're using technological tool. So here, you see, that is the reason why I asked you to give some inputs. So we can correlate very good information. So one group of educators mentioning by interactive section. So very good. The next one is technology tools. Exactly. Next one, Majority are mentioning about interactive sections, okay, by using technology tools, of course. So now we should talk about very perfectly correct. So what you all mentioned, interactive and technology. So it is like a hybrid. So we must develop something, a new concept that has the ability to facilitate students overcoming all the 5 challenges. So based on the literature survey and also evidences from different types of cross-sectional studies across the globe, they have identified very good, yes, perfect communication gap between students and faculty. Yes. So once again, if you consider this communication gap, so without providing proper communication channel, how they can communicate? First and foremost, if you, this is a very good point. Mati Vanan Selvam, very good. So this is a very good point. Why? Because without providing sufficient opportunity to the students, how they can interact? Without interaction, how can we engage? So very simple. Without inviting me to today's presentation, how can I engage you all? Not possible. So I got an opportunity from MRCP. Just because of that, we all together on the same platform today and discussing about the student engagement. So this is one wonderful opportunity. Communication is very important. We need to provide communication. We need to listen to the student's voice, what they are actually talking about. So that's why we need to, that is actually part of the needs gap analysis. That is actually part of the needs gap analysis. So meaning what are the student needs and where are the gaps? So this analysis must be conducted. Based on the students' need gap analysis, we will get some idea how to bridge the gap. So we look for the strategies and we look for the literature survey and we seek the experts' opinions and we formulate something useful for the students' engagement. So based on that, I would say, if you look into this one, so micro-learning model is our today's highlight of today's workshop, today's section. Micro-learning model for leveraging effective students' learning engagement. So micro-learning model, I will be discussing about this concept as effective strategy for students' engagement. So according to the principles of micro-learning model can able to enhance the better retention of the concepts, better engagement for learners, improving learners' motivation, engaging in cooperation learning, improving learner ability and performance. So 360 degrees of challenges, well managed up to certain extent. I'm not saying this is the only strategy 100% fruitful, but up to certain maximum extent, we are having benefits using micro-learning model. So micro-learning model is one of the best educational strategy currently adopted across all different disciplines of education, higher education system. So let us look into that. So what is micro-learning? Micro-learning is nothing but it is a bite-sized. I will show the demo. I will show the demo. One model concept as well. I will show the demo. Micro-learning is a skill-based training that is delivered in bite-sized. That means the term is also called as chunking. Chunking means bits and pieces. So bits and pieces. For example, the concept is very big. Then what is our strategy? So delivering, but compulsory we should deliver the whole concept. There is no option because that is part of the achievement of the learning. So how to deliver? So why don't we cascade down or chunking into the micro-learning segments? Micro-learning segments. It is a bite-sized. So for example, classification of drugs. In the context of pharmacy education I'm talking. Classification of drugs, antihypertensives. We have different categories are there. Angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitors, beta blockers, diuretics. So several different concepts. So why don't we consider one by one, separately develop as a simple micro learning topic? So meaning beta blockers, one small topic. Diuretics, one small topic. Again, under beta blockers, once again, if you see, structure activity relationship is one segment. Chemical synthesis is one segment. So like that, we have to chunk down. This is called chunking. Micro learning, the most important characteristic of micro learning is chunking. Chunking means bite-sized. So small. There is a specific requirement. Some guidelines will say that the micro learning content duration should not exceed 8 to 10 minutes. Standard 8 to 10 minutes. So within 8 to 10 minutes, the whole concept must be delivered. So that is micro learning component. But if it is beyond 15 minutes, again, it is not considered as micro learning. So micro learning is actually also time-based, as well as the most important characteristic of micro learning is single learning concept or single learning outcome. Only single. So meaning single concept only must be discussed. There must be several integrated concepts may be there, but we should not discuss. So that is micro learning. So micro learning is not a standalone content. So participants, I would like to highlight one more thing. Micro learning is not a very standalone content. So meaning they completely not rely on micro learning. It is going to be a complementary tool. So you talk something about in class, and post class you give micro learning topic, and pre-class you can provide some assessment, and post class you can provide some self-assessment. That is called formative assessment. Formative assessment means self-assessment. So the self-assessment can be discussed further during the tutorial section. So this provides a very strong interaction, as mentioned by participants, strong interaction with the learning content. So that the interaction with the learning content is also equally important, so that the students will be engaged. Okay, so micro learning, what I'm trying to highlight here, micro learning is not just a material, only standalone material to the whole topic. It is complementary. So we can develop different micro learning segments, and we can introduce into the teaching learning activities. So that is what I would like to highlight about the micro learning. So the next one is, what are basic forms of micro learning? As I mentioned, it should be short, simple and short. Short and simple, so that we can deliver within, because the retention of interest after watching. So this is well explained in terms of video watching. So mostly 20 to 25 seconds of video watching, we already decides whether the learner is going to watch the remaining video or going to skip the video. So that is the engagement. So how far you are successful in engaging student with your content, that is very important. So if the student is skipping the video, or the student directly jumping to the last slide, so meaning the content creation is not very much engaged. So there must be a defective coherence. Coherence means the smoothing appearance. The coherence is not present, or the interactive elements are not present, or gamified elements are not present. So something is missing. So because of that, they may be not very much interested and directly jump to the last slide or skip the video very quickly. Or the same thing applies to other contents as well. So how to prevent this activity? So we need to perform some motivation, and we need to give some interaction, the briefing about how to progress their learning. That is called guided instruction. So as you can see from the guided instruction, involving students. So the second level. So guided instruction must be there. And I will show everything. Evidence is there. I will show one model. So guided instruction, and what to do using the material. So simply providing material is another very big issue. Simply providing material is very big issue without giving proper instruction to the learner. We should give the learner clear instruction how to progress in their learning. Otherwise, student may think that, okay, this is just for reference only. So if I don't refer also, no problem. So they may think like that. So if you give a clear instruction, this is part of the learning achievement and integrated into the concept what we discussed during the class. And this is helps you in understanding the most important points of the structure activity relationship or synthesis or anything related. So something like that. So the some of the basic forms, what type of materials we can use. There are several types of learning forms currently we are using for micro learning process. So I will introduce the most important, most commonly used items and with specific information about what is the objective and what is the outcome. So the first one, text-based micro-learning. So meaning a very well-structured factual data only by text. Factual data only by text also can be considered as micro-learning. Yes, because the scientific facts, so in our most important statements or principles, definitions, all comes under micro-learning as well. So text message also can be used. Okay. So this is another one. The objective for this one, those who are unable to access to. So for example, in the beginning, I actually faced some challenge to turn on my video. But what the organizers asked me to move and go ahead with your voice, but I'm not very much interested. Why? Because my engagement is totally defeated. So I cannot engage with you anymore if my voice is you can only hear. So that is the reason. Of course, the objective of this text message based one is mainly to target poor internet connection access only by using text. This is the one of the old conventional strategies, and information processing and understanding the concept only by information process and understanding. This is one of the basic models, but all models I am going to introduce. So PDF documents, easy to circulate and share, rapid and timely access, universal format for microlearning. Why? Because PDF document, portable format, you can circulate through different medias and uploading, downloading is very easy. And the size of the document is also very less, not very bulk size documents. So we can utilize the PDF document, or if not web pages, direct web pages also can be created. Cloud-based education, cost effective, but of course usability and learning informants point of view, it is very useful because 24/7 accessible online. Infographic, the most attractive infographic. Actually, I would like to say something. Infographic does not need education. Especially infographics created initially those days, especially for illiterates, just by using some pictograms and actions so that they will understand, okay, this, what to do, what not to do, do's and don'ts, based on infographic. The infographic means does not need any special text or data to provide, only based on the pictograms or just very limited text, just only 1 or 2 words, something like that. So infographics, key information, most of the times, as you can see, WHO, FDA, or any formulations or anything, they release the factual data or white paper only by infographics, not based on the text. Only by infographics, just because the reach is very high and understanding the infographic is also very easy, because the activities are portrayed in such a way, pictograms will be used to convey the information and so on. And of course, e-learning. E-learning is one of the component we can use for enhancing the micro learning as well. So e-learning means electronic basic learning, several things, videos, animated images, podcast, short videos, like the shorts, they say YouTube shorts also can be used, or WhatsApp videos, or statuses, GIF images. So different types of all comes under e-learning, but there are some standards to follow for effective e-learning. That one I will discuss for more interactivity. So skill-based videos. Actually, I would like to highlight one thing here. The first micro learning initiated based on skill-based videos. The micro learning inception, starting from beginning conceptualization based on the skill-based videos in automobile industry. In automobile industry, that's where the micro learning initially started, with small clips of doing activities like repair, replacement of some parts or something, fixing the parts, to make sure that the competency skill of the labor can be enhanced to the next level, so that they can operate the activities very easily. So the demonstration of the skill based videos is the first starting point for the micro learning. So, and animated and explainer videos. So if something creative, characters, and the characters convey some information, this creates some kind of funny and also enjoyable coherence. And this interface is also well noticed, that it can convey the information very easily, and is well accepted across the domains, from child primary, secondary, as well as tertiary education systems. And most importantly, interactive videos, highest form of the micro learning strategy. Highest form. Why I would say highest form? Because video is different, interactive video is different. Video, generally, it play, pause. That's all. That is what the interaction you can make it maximum. But interactive video means, so you can stop at some point and give the notes, hotspot, drag and drop, quiz. Different types of interactive elements can be embedded into the video. So these interactive elements will create some sort of motivation and some gamification, some experience which is actually drives the learning process towards the end of the video. So this is very important, interactive video. And graphic GIF. This is further very simplified one. GIF, short clips. Short clips can be converted into GIF image, that is graphical interchange format, to convey the very quick information. Very quickly, as we can see the statuses, we can see our achievements or some innovation. So some achievements, you put your photograph with award-winning photograph, and also one certificate, and also your college emblem. So that itself is short micro learning concept. So this is an advertisement, I would say. So meaning you would like to. So certainly, what is our final achievement? Final achievement is enhancement of visibility of your content through engaging. Visibility of your content through engaging. That is what views. We say views. So you got so many YouTube video views, then certainly it will be generating some income. So many are actually working on it. So micro learning video based YouTubers also generating lot of revenue nowadays. So micro learning concept is not only adopted at educational system or academic system, across the industries, for promotional videos, advertisements, what we say cinema trailers, all are micro learning videos. The strategic principle is like that. So extended reality. So micro learning is not only based on video. Anything specifically focused on single concept, and the duration of action, the duration of total duration not exceeding 15 minutes will be considered as micro learning. So extended reality technologies, you can use immersive glasses, HoloLens, and also artificial intelligence, augmented reality, virtual reality, or mixed reality. So many technology enhanced gadgets are available currently. We can also enhance students' learning engagement with these sources as well. So mobile-based learning. This is one of the most common thing happening nowadays. So mobile-based, completely transformed from internet system-based to hand void. Bring your own device for learning. So that is the current strategy across the Western countries. BYOD. Bring your own device to the campus, so that the app-based systems will generate the classes. Materials are completely uploaded, readily available for students to download, and so on. So they can go through it and immediately they will experience the learning outcomes. So gamification. So game is actually for engaging through what we say, their activities are nothing like gamification is very, very popular, but popular in terms of games. But the same gamification strategy, if you could implement to the conceptual educational concepts, so that enhances once again students interacting with the content. Why? Because they like games a lot. Games, the player, the gaming elements, scoring and getting the badge or any trophy, winning the challenges, or something like that, task based. So gamification is also one of the most important strategies, I would say, nowadays progressing well in the academic setting. So now I just would like to show to you one micro learning content developed by me as one of the examples for today's presentation. Then how generally we can make use of the softwares. Just now one of our participants asked, can you suggest any software for that? So I'm not promoting the brand, but of course I use it the same software. I can just share to you what is the software I actually generated the content using. And this one actually produces a very interactive and gamified type of content. We can organize the content in a very nice way. So I would like to demonstrate this one. Now I'm going to demonstrate this one, madam. Where is my 1 minute? I need to stop share and I need to reshare again to show this one. Present. Share screen. So, dear participants, can you all see the screen? Structure activity relationship of beta blockers. Organizer, can you seek the confirmation? Can you see the slide, the content on the screen? Structure activity relationship of beta blockers. Organizer. Organizer. Student participants, what you can see on screen right now?
Sir, is this audible, sir?
Organizer, what you can see on screen right now?
A screen
What
with
you are
IMU
seeing,
University.
what you are seeing on screen?
IMU University.
University structure activity relationship of beta blockers.
Yes, sir, with the play symbol at the center.
Yes, correct. Okay, so dear participants, I shared one learning resource content. I will demonstrate this content to you, and this is considered as micro learning content. officially prepared according to the micro-learning guidelines of our university. So before we release to the students, we need to go through several checks and quality assurance. Then only the link will be further processed to the students' engagement. So this is one of the learning activities. So the software technology, what I used is Articulate 360. The software is Articulate 360. Articulate 360. So the Articulate 360, there are several softwares. One of the softwares we can use is Storyline. Storyline. Articulate 360 Storyline. I will put it here. Articulate 360 Storyline. This is the software. So last time Madam asked for the technology, which one is the best one. So I would say this technology at the moment because technology changes. Always remember, technology changes. Pedagogy remains as usual. So we may need to adapt to different technologies in future, but at the moment we are using Articulate 360 Storyline for developing some micro-learning content. Okay, so I would like to demonstrate this one. So this is a micro-learning content with very focused approach on structure activity relationship of beta blockers.
Welcome to the virtual pharmacy case on SAR of beta blockers. Click the button to start. On the completion of this virtual pharmacy case, the students should be able to describe the structure-activity relationship, SAR, of beta-adrenergic blockers. Click the button to start. Dear learner, please go through and review the content provided under each section. It is not advisable to skip any content for the achievement of the learning outcome. And for the successful completion of this virtual pharmacy case, follow the learning instruction. Beta blockers, or beta-adrenergic antagonists, are a class of medications that block the effects of the hormone epinephrine, adrenaline, on beta-adrenergic receptors in the body. Propranolol is the prototype drug. The molecular structure is shown below. The decrease in blood pressure leads to a sympathetic nervous system response, increasing beta-1 receptor activation and increasing the cardiac output that causes an increase in blood pressure. Beta blockers act against the response mediated by the sympathetic nervous system and control the blood pressure. Based on the SAR studies, the aryloxypropanolamine basic structure has been identified as a unique pharmacophore of beta blockers. It consists of an aromatic ring, aryl group, connected to a propanolamine chain via an oxygen atom. This structure is essential for beta-adrenergic receptor binding. Various modifications led to the discovery of selective beta blockers approved for clinical use. Hi student. I noticed you were really engaged during the lecture on beta blockers. Do you have any specific questions about SAR?
Hi teacher. I have a few questions to clarify. Can you explain about the key pharmacophore required for exhibiting beta-adrenergic activity?
Sure. The aryloxypropanolamine structure is an essential pharmacophore for effective binding to beta-adrenergic receptors. It consists of an aromatic ring connected to a propanolamine chain through an oxygen atom.
Teacher, how does the substitution on the aromatic ring affect the selectivity of beta blockers? Can you please give an example?
Based on SAR studies, it was proven that the para-substitution increases selectivity for the beta-1 receptor, making drugs like metoprolol more cardiospecific.
Right. And teacher, what about the role of the nitrogen atom in the propanolamine chain? How does its substitution affect the drug?
Good question, student. The nitrogen atom substitution can influence the drug's affinity for the receptor. For example, if the nitrogen is tertiary, it can enhance lipophilicity and receptor binding, while a primary amine might reduce it.
What is the role of hydrophilic substituents on the aromatic ring?
Hydrophilic substituents on the aromatic ring play a significant role in reducing the CNS side effects of beta blockers, as seen in the case of drugs like atenolol.
So, when designing new beta blockers, scientists must consider all these structural modifications to optimize their effectiveness and minimize side effects?
That's really interesting. Question. Exactly. Understanding the SAR helps researchers design new drugs that meet the selective and specific needs of a therapeutic target. Listed are the highlights of the SAR of beta blockers. This activity is an interaction with a 360-degree image. You can freely interact with the 3D object integrated into the 360-degree image using the mouse pointer, and explore your understanding through visualization. This knowledge check activity integrated with drag and drop interactive element. You can freely select and drag any of the given ligands and drop onto target binding site region marked on the 3D structure of the receptor. This knowledge check activity is integrated with a hotspot interactive element. You can freely navigate through the space of the given ligand and spot the region by using the mouse pointer to complete your response.
So, dear participants, this is what I would like to highlight here. So, my content is very, very specific to structure activity relationship of beta adrenergic blockers. So, I created a lot of interaction, engaging activity, gamification, and also the ask the expert virtual teacher and virtual student dialogue based section. So, to clarify the doubts. So guided questioning is provided, and also the graphics also integrated. So all this makes a good micro learning object. So this micro learning content can be one of the learning resources for students to explore and gain better understanding on the concepts what we generally discuss. However, I would say one most important thing here. So this is not a one-man show. We are just teachers. So this needs a lot of financial assistance. This needs a lot of collaborative efforts with instructional designers. There must be separate team instructional designers. We are not instructional designers. We are generally call it as SME, subject matter expert. So the design, the everything, instructional designers, it is a separate group of people. They will create the design. So such type, in case if you are the expert, if you have some computational background, you can also perform instructional design. For example, this content, I am the instructional designer as well, including subject matter expert. So like that, it all depends. So how shall we move forward with this kind of technology enhanced learning resources development? Learning resources development, it is not by our own. We have three important stakeholders. Let us see. So the popular learning strategies in higher education, one is personalized learning. The other one is collaborative learning. So personalized learning is very much focused to individual learning, as I seen the first basic component without any assistance of anyone. So using this, actually we are doing online based self-credential, micro credentials and self-learning modules and so on. That is actually based on the personalized learning. Whereas collaborative learning, group activities, all group activities, practicals, workshops, CAL sections, every group activity generally comes under collaborative learning. So micro learning can be used in both the ways. And the digital transformation initiative is compulsory so that we can handle the content in a technologically acceptable ways. So for that, we need to adopt technology first. So for adopting technology, digital transformation initiative must be there. So digital transformation initiative leads us most important roles of the three stakeholders. One is institutional management, the other one is teacher, and followed by student. These three stakeholders must perform lot of groundwork to proceed to the digital transformation at institution level, because the financial aid is needed, and most importantly the training the personnel. For example, the technology is available in your institution, but no one in your institution is well trained to use how to use the technology. Then what's the purpose of considering the technology? So training, special training must be provided how to handle the technology, so that we can proceed further and effectively utilize the technology for students engagement. So the institution must provide support financially, and also make some guidelines, policies to handle this situation. On what basis? On basis of SWOT, basing on strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats of the current situation. So this is for the long-term plan. And what about the role of teacher and student? Information and data literacy must be updated. For example, I'm very good expert. I still wanted to teach didactically on board. So the reach is already down. So limited group of people only can able to get success out of it, get benefit out of it. Not majority can able to access. But the same thing, if you perform a short video and upload into YouTube, then the reach will be millions of people. And then the knowledge sharing also spread across the globe, and several academic group of peoples like teachers, students, all will be benefited out of it. So digital literacy is very important. Communication, collaboration, effective. As I mentioned, one of the participants mentioned, communication is very, very important. We should communicate what we are planning. No need to worry about any kind of plan, because if it is American accent, that is their own accent. If it is Australian, that is their own accent. If it is Indian, that is our own accent. So we don't need to worry about communicating the right information effectively. So whatever we feel effectively and appropriate way, we should always communicate with our stakeholders. And the digital content creation, safe data management, and problem solving. So these are the next advanced skills to keeping to the digital literacy of a teacher or a student as well. So meaning, what is current status? For example, what is your digital literacy? So, for example, if you ask me that the digital literacy, I'm a qualified and also licensed e-learning expert from IMU University. I'm a qualified MQA accredited open distance learning expert. I'm a trained personnel of team-based, problem-based, and case-based learning. So we should see something evidence-based. What training you underwent, what skills you gained. So compulsory, we need to able to show the evidence that we are good at this kind of. So that the development of skill set is very important nowadays to deal with trending technologies. And most commonly used instructional strategy by the e-learning experts are EDDIS technology. So meaning analysis, design, develop, implementation, and evaluation. So these are the 5 stages of e-learning achievement, e-learning development, and implementation. So any kind of technology enhanced learning resources developed through different types of instructional strategies. This is one of the instructional strategy. So if you ask me any other things, yes, of course, there are some other models like, for example, Gagney's 9 events of instructional learning. Gagney 9 events of instructional learning. That is another one. So like that, several instructional designs are there. Coming to alignment, this is what very, very important. While you are preparing the content, all these are the fundamental roots. So for example, if you consider the fundamental development, design, all these are roots. The alignment is called seed. This is the seed. Okay, meaning the resource, content, curriculum, activity, everything must be aligned. So there must be a direct relationship of what you are doing, what you are planning to achieve, and how you are actually delivering the content, and how you are measuring the outcome, and what is the assessment. Everything must be connected. So this phenomenon is very, very popular in health professions education. Medicine, dentistry, nursing, pharmacy, across the globe, this is very, very popular strategy. The strategy is called constructive alignment approach. So as you can see, outcomes, everything is related. So the one deriving, the another deriving, so that it is a completely mapping process. Of course, in Malaysia, it is the government standard. So all programs must be mapped according to constructive alignment. Okay. So this is one of the strategies. Just I would like to bring to the notice of participants. So for someone asked me, based on all this, okay, when I was tasked to develop hybrid classrooms, because as one of my job roles, e-learning lead, I was tasked to develop a hybrid classroom plan. So then after studying a lot of information, lot of literature review, and also based on talking with some experts and taking opinions from the stakeholders, this is what we identified. So a hybrid classroom basically must consist of institutional requirements, faculty requirements, and also student requirements, 3 domains. So this is what I actually proposed. And based on my proposal, later they have modified and taken action. And now we have fully hybrid classrooms in campus. So this is nothing but digital transformation of the campus. So in order to implement technology enhanced learning, digital transformation initiative is compulsory. Without digital transformation initiative, how shall we engage our students with technology? So not possible. So the infrastructure must be developed. So the infrastructure is available, and if it is feasible, then you can engage the students effectively. So that's what I would like to highlight. Not only simply having micro learning is not alone, cannot be achieved. All the challenges cannot be resolved. We also need desirable infrastructure, and the infrastructure must be set up in such a way students are effectively engaged with the technology. So I would say one of the most common thing is 360 interactive hybrid classroom. So you can see all online people also can see, and how we are talking, I can stand and walk around because the centralized speakers, centralized video, everything setup is ready. So that is how we can proceed. So as I mentioned, this is the seed. So the sustainable perspective always important. So start from the ground level and try to perform some pilot study, and phase by phase you try to enhance your either individual skills or institutional or statewide, national wide, or globally. Anything phase by phase pilot study is well established as to produce reliable outcomes. Okay. So sustainability perspective, we should think about the technology and infrastructure as well. So finally, what I just would like to highlight is that we are in a digital generation, 21st century. So industry revolutions happening. So we must upgrade our skills to keeping to the expectations of the students and to engage students effectively with technology. Because now the generation, 21st generation kids are tech savvy group. So they always will be on mobile phones, on cloud-based activities, something completely they are engaged with technology. So we should utilize this technology to engage their learning process and make sure that their future pathways are well aligned to the goals and achievements of the program. So that's what the graduate workforce always expected. And we should empower our students, not only students, we also empower ourselves. And the institutional management also will always must aware of these kind of changes, and adaptable strategies must be implemented in the institutions so that together we can achieve more number of things. So that's what I would like to highlight in today's section. So these are the most important references. So I acknowledge sincerely gratitude to Dean, Associate Deans of IMU School of Pharmacy, University, Malaysia, and also Principal and staff of Malla Reddy College of Pharmacy, Telangana, India, and FDP organizing members and below participants, press and media. Thank you all for your time and patience. So any Q&A, any questions I would like to interact now. So let us stop sharing and let's discuss about some questions. So please ask me some questions. We will discuss about how to move forward.
Schooling could apply the
Yes, it is possible to apply because this strategy, madam, is possible to actually already implementation started across the Finland education. Mostly they use micro learning strategy.
as the kid may be adapted to the digital tools, sir. Because of that, I'm asking.
Yeah, because of course, madam, the most important thing here, training. Without giving training, for example, just now, if you are unable to give me instruction how to share my screen, I cannot share the screen. So that's the ground reality. Anything we should provide some basic training. Some basic training must be incorporated into the activity. So clear instructions must be provided. Some guidance must be provided so that the achievement will be more effective.
Sir, personally, my son is of 7th standard. Now, without any guidance, he can learn any app. Now he is using AI in his studies. We was just
Hmm.
shocked. Actually, for a CBSE board, there is a competition from the for the school age people regarding some topics. They have given 5 topics and they asked to prepare multimedia presentation or 300 words
Hmm.
300 words on the particular topic. He thought of doing the multimedia presentation using AI tool at first. I was
Hmm.
just shocked. I said him, there will be a plagiarism definitely. It would be noticed by the judge like. Then he said, okay, paraphrasing tool is also there. There is a video modulation also there. You know, I know all the things. I have learned from the online platform like he's telling it to me how to use that new tools like. So if I say the same this one multimedia tool to him, he may completely be dependent on the tool. Maybe he may not use his brain in order to think on his own. That is what I'm asking, sir. For the school age, will it be helpful?
Rightly pointed out, madam. Rightly pointed out. As we all know, anything excess is toxic.
That is what, sir.
Anything excess is toxic. As we all know, that is very, very fundamental principle. So we must take care how far we can introduce to the kids or students to the technology. How far we should restrict to up to certain extent only they are allowed. So they are engaging with AI tools. Okay, very good. But if it is beyond the limit, certainly it causes some negative aspects as well. So we as a parent or teacher must restrict and minimize the usage, and the usage also must be limited to the effective utilization of the educational resources but not to the others. And moreover, as rightly pointed out, artificial intelligence based one, it will directly kill the critical thinking and problem solving nature of students. So that's what the major the drawback of the artificial intelligence based tools. But actually, madam, the same critical thinking and problem solving can also be enhanced using artificial intelligence tools. That's what not majority will talk about it. Why? Because the usage is more focused on negative aspects. That means writing the assessments or assignment paragraphs, everything generative AI. Generative AI is creating the major problem. So that is what the major concern. But as I mentioned, we can proceed with some limitations and some guidelines. Then definitely we can have the better outcomes from this.
Thank you, sir.
So the Muhammad Khalif, please suggest other software or website for micro learning content creation. Very good question. So the micro learning content creation, what type of content you are planning to create? So meaning if you are planning to create video, so there is Wondershare. One freely available software is there, Wondershare. So video creation, Wondershare will be very good. But what type of content you are planning, it depends. So if you are planning to create infographics, Adobe Photoshop also we can use, or if not, we can use PPT slides for generating infographics as well. So the micro learning content, what content source you are planning, accordingly we should select the technological tool. So according to your question, which micro learning content you are more interested, Khalifa? Oh, for gamification. Okay, okay. Articulate is actually only 1 month subscription. 1 month only free. Followed by we need to subscribe. Yeah, this is bit expensive. Articulate 360 is a bit expensive. So gamification, I would suggest one thing, but that one also very expensive. Now the gamification current trend is metaverse. The current trend is metaverse. I think you are very much interested with gamification. I will provide the site so that you can plan the gamification. Spatial.io. So this is the site spatial.io. You can go through this site, Madam Khalifa. This one. This completely immersive based gamified environment. Immersive. So meaning you can use the 3D HoloLens. Students can go enter into the immersive space and they can engage with the characters, virtual characters. So this is actually metaverse, high-end gamification. Metaverse. Metaverse. Yeah. But also expensive. Up to certain, there is a limit. Only 10 participants free. But beyond 10, need to subscribe. Yeah. Thank you so much. A very good question. Gamification is current trend also. Students are very much interested to engage with games. Any other questions, dear participants?
Hello, Dr. Vasudeva Rao, sir. It is a very, very informative session, in fact. Thank you for your valuable time. Out of your busy schedule, you spend your time for us. Thank you so much. Everybody, I think, might have enjoyed very well this session. Thank you so much, sir, and thank you all for attending this outstanding session. Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
all once again. Bye bye. Happy weekend.
We'll have a further session on Monday at 10 morning 10:30 a.m. by Dr. PDSS Prakash sir. Then afternoon at 2 p.m. with Dr. SNVL Shirisha ma'am. Thank you. And link will be shared before 10 minutes of the session. Keep in touch.